Keanu Reeves's wallet dropped. Little boy returned it, and his life was changed. It was a crisp morning in the city. The streets bustled with the usual crowd, people hurrying to work, others strolling through the parks, and children playing games on the sidewalks. The sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden hue on the buildings. The perfect weather for Keanu Reeves, the famous actor, to take a quiet walk. Keanu, though a star in Hollywood, was known for his simplicity and calm demeanor. He preferred to keep a low profile when he wasn't working, taking moments like these to clear his mind, enjoying the peace that the early hours of the day offered. Keanu had just finished a long week of filming, and he was looking forward to the weekend. He was headed to a small cafe in the corner of the street where he liked to have his morning coffee. As he walked, lost in thought about his work and life, he reached into his jacket pocket to grab his phone, but as he did, his wallet slipped out unnoticed. The wallet, a simple yet well-worn leather one, landed gently on the sidewalk, just as the bustling street continued its fast-paced rhythm. People walked by, oblivious to the wallet lying there. Among the pedestrians, a young boy named Ali was playing nearby. Ali had always been a bit of a loner, spending his days in the quieter corners of the neighborhood, watching others interact, sometimes wishing he could join them, but usually feeling like an outsider. His clothes were worn and his shoes were patched up, the result of years of use. Ali's family was poor, living in a small apartment on the edge of the city, where his mother worked tirelessly as a seamstress, and his father had long since disappeared. Life had always been a struggle for Ali, but he was a bright, quiet boy with a strong sense of right and wrong, taught to him by his mother. That morning, while the other children ran around laughing and playing, Ali sat on the curb, lost in his thoughts. His attention shifted when he noticed something on the ground, an object that didn't belong. It was a wallet, lying there abandoned. Ali had learned early in life not to touch things that didn't belong to him, but there was something about this wallet that made him pause. He wasn't sure why, but he felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility to do the right thing. It wasn't even a choice for him, it was just instinct. His mother's voice echoed in his head. Do the right thing, Ali, even when no one is watching. Your honor is the most valuable thing you can have. Ali hesitated for a moment, then stood up and walked over to the wallet. He looked around but didn't see anyone looking for it. He checked to see if anyone was watching him, but the people around him were too busy. Still, something inside him made him feel that if he didn't do the right thing now, he'd regret it forever. Without further thought, he picked it up and started looking for the owner. He glanced at the nearby faces, hoping to spot someone who seemed to have lost it, but he didn't recognize anyone. Just then, as he walked a little further down the street, he saw a man in the distance. It was Keanu Reeves. Ali had heard of him before. Who hadn't? He'd seen him in movies, heard stories about how kind he was, but to see him in person was something else entirely. Keanu was walking calmly, unaware that he had dropped his wallet. Ali's heart raced. He had no idea how to approach a famous person like Keanu, but he knew he couldn't ignore the opportunity to return what wasn't his. Ali took a deep breath and walked towards Keanu, his small hands tightly gripping the wallet. As he neared, Keanu turned around and saw the boy standing there, holding out the wallet. "Excuse me, sir," Ali said, his voice soft but steady. "I think you dropped this." Keanu looked down and saw the wallet in Ali's hands. His eyes widened with recognition, and he smiled warmly, a smile that seemed to instantly put Ali at ease. "Oh, thank you," Keanu exclaimed. "I didn't even notice it was gone." Ali simply nodded, his shyness making him retreat slightly. Keanu took the wallet from him, looking down at the boy who had returned it with such honesty. "You know," Keanu said, his voice calm and sincere, "most people would have just kept the wallet, especially when no one's looking. But you didn't. That says a lot about you, Ali. Not many people would do what you just did." Ali's face turned pink. He wasn't used to getting attention, especially not for something as simple as returning a lost wallet. He had always been taught by his mother that doing the right thing was just part of who you were. But to hear it from someone like Keanu Reeves, someone who had seen the world, someone whose name was known everywhere, was different. It made him feel like his actions truly mattered. Keanu crouched down to Ali's level, his eyes warm and full of respect. "You're a rare person, Ali," he said gently. "Honesty like that isn't something you see every day." You should be proud of yourself." Ali didn't know what to say. He had always thought that no one really paid attention to people like him, poor, overlooked, struggling. But here was Keanu Reeves, a world-famous actor, telling him that he was special. It was hard to believe. "Thank you," Ali muttered, unsure how to respond. "It's nothing, It wasn't mine." Keanu stood up, brushing off his jacket, and smiled again. "Still, it matters. And you know what, Ali?" Keanu paused for a moment. "I want to help you. I want to make sure you have the opportunities you deserve." Ali blinked in surprise. "Help me?" he asked quietly, his voice trembling slightly. He had never been offered help like this before. Most people just ignored him, and he'd gotten used to that. But this was something entirely different. Keanu smiled. "Yes, help. I know life can be hard. I've seen it, and I've met people who've struggled. But you've shown me something today. You've reminded me of the importance of doing the right thing, no matter the circumstances. And because of that, I want to help you with your future. I want to make sure you have everything you need to succeed." Ali was stunned. He had no words. Keanu, the actor who could have anything he wanted in the world, was offering to help him, someone who had nothing. His mind was racing, trying to process what was happening. Keanu continued, "I can help you get into a better school, help your family with what they need, and provide the kind of opportunities that will help you grow into the person you deserve to be. All you have to do is take the first step." Ali's heart was pounding in his chest. This wasn't real. It couldn't be. But as he looked into Keanu's eyes, he saw something genuine, something that told him that this wasn't a joke. Keanu meant every word. "You can do this, Ali," Keanu added. "You have more potential than you know. Don't let anything stand in your way." Ali was speechless. He had never felt so seen in his entire life. For the first time, he felt like someone cared about him, truly cared about his future. And it wasn't just any person. It was Keanu Reeves, a man who had everything and yet was offering him the chance to change his life. Months later, over the next few months, Ali's life transformed. Keanu kept his word. He made sure Ali was enrolled in a better school, where he found a supportive environment, where teachers took the time to understand his potential. He received tutoring, and soon his grades began to improve. Keanu arranged for Ali's family to receive financial support, and they moved into a new apartment, one where they could live more comfortably. Ali's mother was overwhelmed with gratitude. She had never imagined that someone like Keanu Reeves would come into their lives and change everything, but he did. And with that change, Ali's outlook on life shifted. He began to believe in himself, and for the first time, he realized that he could do anything if he stayed true to his values. As Ali grew older, his confidence grew with him. He excelled academically and socially, and soon he was applying for college with dreams of becoming someone who could give back to others the way Keanu had given to him. He worked hard, driven by the kindness of one man who had seen his potential when no one else did. One day, as a young adult, Ali found himself in a position where he could help others. He started a nonprofit aimed at helping underprivileged children access education, providing them with the resources they needed to succeed, just as Keanu had done for him. The final lesson. Years later, as Ali stood in front of a group of young students, he shared his story. "You know," he said, his voice steady but full of emotion, "there was a time when I didn't believe in myself. I thought I would always be stuck in the same situation. But then one day, someone showed me kindness. They showed me that doing the right thing, being honest, being true to yourself, could change everything. And that person was Keanu Reeves." The room was quiet as the children listened, absorbing the lesson. "I want you all to know," Ali continued, "that kindness is the key to everything. It's not just about what you get, it's about what you give. And I promise you, the world needs more people like you to make it a better place." As the students clapped, Ali smiled to himself. He had come a long way from the shy little boy on the sidewalk, and it all started with the simple act of returning a wallet. That was the moment everything changed, and he would never forget it.